Welcome back to the Winchester Club with me, Mike, and today we are doing Series 1, Episode 3, The Smaller They Are. Now, before we start, I must send out a big shout out to Lisa, Greg, Terry and Christine, who the other day we did a fantastic Minder tour in London. They're from Doncaster. And we saw over 40 Minder locations. We saw some locations from the movie Paddington, Notting Hill, Italian Job as well. And we ended up with some top nosh in the Embassy Cafe, which of course is a Minder location as well. So thank you to them. Thank you for their generosity towards the channel and also the tour. And a great day was had by all. So that reminds me that you can like and subscribe to the channel at any time. It's free, and really that's the only way this channel is going to be built, on your generosity and your likes. So please do that. It's easy, it's free, and we would be eternally grateful. You can get in touch with us at Terry and Arthur, Rycott and Chisholm. You can leave comments down below. We always read them. So thank you for that. We've just got to get on to the answer for the question from the last episode, which a lot of people gave us an answer, but the question was slightly different. The question was, which actor had the biggest gap between two appearances in the Terry years? Now, a lot of people came forward and said Lee Montague, of course, played Syed in the next episode, A Tethered Goat, and he also played Lewis Nelson in one of the Gary Webster episodes. But the question was in the Terry episodes. So the answer was Trevor Thomas. Now, Trevor Thomas played Stretch in the pilot episode. That was the leader of the gang that took the hostages. And so that was Dennis Waterman's first appearance as Terry. Trevor Thomas then appeared in the episode with Maltese Tony. And that was 2 episodes from the end of Dennis's time as Minder. So that was like 71 episodes difference and 10 years. Trevor Thomas played Des in that episode. So the answer actually was Trevor Thomas. And the only one who got that was Lee from Huddersfield. Was it Huddersfield? Huddersfield. So thank you, Lee. That was the answer. And let's get on to the plot of The Smaller They Are. Petty Tea Leaf Stan seeks out Arthur for some help changing some money. Stan certainly has Arthur's attention when he produces a $100 bill.
Arthur.
Well, Stan. All right.
Yeah. Terry?
Stan?
Couldn't do us a favour, could you?
How much is it going to cost me?
Now, don't get me wrong. Do you think you could change it for me?
Oh, you and Scotch Harry had a bit of a tickle.
I know, just a bit of luck. It's a good one.
I'll just see what the exchange rate is.
Could I have a light ale and all?
If Stan didn't have Arthur's attention already, he certainly does now, when he tells Arthur there's more of them back at the flat with Scotch Harry.
Scotch Harry all right?
Oh, yeah. He's terrific.
You, got any more of those lurking about? $100 bills?
Well, to tell you the truth...
Yeah, I like that, Stan.
There is a few more.
Mm-hmm.
Just a few, like.
Well, why don't you get Scotch Harry and we'll do a bit of business?
He's barred in here.
No, I'll square it with Dave, as long as he's with me.
He won't come out.
Why not?
You could come round. He wouldn't like it, but if you've got some time...
Yeah, that's a good idea. Never know. Might get a drink.
Stan takes Arthur and Terry back to the flat where they come across a very security-conscious Scotch Harry. Terry wants nothing to do with it, but Arthur's instinct for earning a £1 note takes over. Here Terry says a funny line about Harry's flat not being Trader Vic's. Well, Trader Vic's was an out-of-hours drinking bar at the top of the Hilton Hotel Park Lane, and with Harry's flat being upstairs, it just makes the joke.
2 bottles of wine, Grand Beauty, lemonade, some cans of lager.
What are you two of?
Half a change to dollars.
So what? You can change them anywhere. I don't need these guys.
All right, that's fair enough. Come on, it ain't exactly Trader Vic's, is it?
No, just a minute, Terry. I think Harry's got a problem.
Well, drinking that, I'm not surprised.
Harry tells them what happened and then being followed by DC Rycott.
So we're working the Earth Terminal.
Flight 606 to Düsseldorf is departing from gate 4. Passengers who have not checked in, please go to desk O.
I'm looking for a handbag, a flight bag, a suitcase. I mean, a fistful of credit cards and a checkbook will do us nicely.
Flight 606 to Düsseldorf is departing from gate 4. Passengers who have not checked in, please go to desk.
I'm plotting this young guy, right? The luggage looks good. And when this bird appears, he puts down the case. That looks really good. He's shouting the odds, why is he late and all that? Me, I'm in there like Kenny Dalglish with an open goal. I'm off, and they haven't even noticed. I'm heading for Big Stan, right? Then Rycott appears. DC Rycott. I thought he'd get kicked off the manor. I mean, that guy knows me better than my brother. I mean, I'm a magic runner, but I'm a wee bit out of training.
Harry shows Terry and Arthur exactly what he's stolen, and immediately Arthur realises it's too big to steal, and that the real earner of it is returning it for reward money.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, bit of a thief. Couldn't resist nicking the hotel notepaper. Fontwell. Smart, comfy. What nationality was he?
How the hell should I know?
What airline was he going on?
Oh, that Yankee one.
Come in.
Twa.
TWA, you twit.
Anyway, what does it matter?
Well, maybe we can find him.
What for?
What for? Because you're going to have to hand it back, aren't you?
Are you kidding?
No, my little Scotch friend, I am not kidding.
He's right, Harry. People get killed for that sort of dough.
Especially with Scotch Harry's loose lips when he gets neutered and tells everyone how he did the bizzo.
You want a phone book guide, Harry? You'll have a few more of those psychedelic cocktails. You'll be out on the street, pubbing it, clubbing it, flashing your wad, telling everyone you're the master criminal of the century. 2 days and half London will know. I mean, Harry, you've jumped from the Scottish Second Division straight into the European Cup.
And I'm going to win it and all.
Go on, listen to him. He's like the Ally McLeod of the bag snatching set.
What's the news to? I done that business, okay? Now you're talking about giving it back.
Not all of it, Harry. Obviously, there'll be some disbursements involved.
Eh?
Commission, expenses. Mainly for you and Stan. A bit for me and Terry.
How come you two suddenly are in the act?
Because you're in trouble, old son, and you're going to need looking after.
He's right enough, Harry. Shut your face, you.
You want helping? You don't want helping?
Hey, what are you doing?
Meanwhile, Terry is beginning to lose his rag with Harry, who's getting more Dutch courage the more he drinks. Oh, and by the way, he doesn't like kebabs.
Hey. It's me, Harry. What does he mean, it's me, Harry? Doesn't even give her a password.
We haven't got a password.
Got some of them kebabs. I hate kebabs. I told you I want a chicken supper.
The place open all they have.
You never do anything right.
Listen, you Scotch punch. If you don't like kebabs, you could be eating Ken of me. Hey, take it easy, son. Take it easy. I only meant kebabs wasn't always my first choice.
Rycott comes looking for Harry at his flat, but Arthur has spirited him away with Stan and Terry to a hotel, which he hasn't paid for, where the three of them are incognito as oilmen from Aberdeen. That is until, of course, the manager says hello to Terry and recognises Scotch Harry.
Right, all fixed.
It's not much of a hotel, is it?
What do you expect? The top floor of the Dorchester? I've taken care of everything. Nobody's to know you're here. I've told the geezer you're 3 oil men down from Aberdeen. Terry, nobody goes out.
Yeah, okay.
Remember, you're all incognito. See you soon.
Hello, Terry. What you doing here?
Incognito. I think we got the penthouse suite booked.
Oh, yeah. It's Scotch Harry, isn't it? Haven't seen you in years, Harry.
I'm no Scotch Harry. I'm his brother.
Oh, yeah. Got it, right. Now, sign in, lads, and the first night's in advance.
I thought it'd all been taken care of.
Well, it ain't, and I've got to have a deposit.
Arthur turns Sherlock Holmes and finds out that the bloke who was robbed was called Brian Ashton, and sets up a meeting to discuss the return of the money. A meeting he sends Terry into, where Terry meets the bold Eric, who used to be in the SAS, don't you know?
All alone, old boy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Do we make formal introductions?
No, I don't.
He's not the guy who stole the bag.
I see. You're some kind of a go-between.
An agent. A sort of commission agent.
How much?
Well, since we got so lucky, and we don't want to row ourselves in on your thriving little business, we thought 50 grand. In coinage of the realm, of course.
Who exactly are we dealing with?
I don't want to know your name, and I ain't going to tell you mine.
Oh, professional.
Right.
I think I should make at least one introduction. This is Eric. Eric was with the SAS.
Nice for him.
He was the Sultan of Okrama's personal bodyguard.
Wasn't that the one who got shot?
After my time, old boy.
Well, I'm sure you're very handy, Eric.
You obviously have somebody waiting downstairs.
Obviously.
Don't you think 50,000 is a little excessive.
Well, $500,000 ain't exactly bingo money, is it?
Do forgive me. I haven't even offered you a drink.
No, I won't be staying. You agree the price, we deliver the bag.
How do we get in touch?
We don't. We arrange the meet now. After that, you don't see us, we don't see you.
I hardly imagine we mix in the same social circles.
Well, you never know who you're going to run into at the hunt ball these days, do you, Eric?
How true.
Tonight, 10 o'clock.
Is that it, then?
That's it.
Terry says the meeting went well, but Arthur realises that Eric is following them. So, as Arthur says, he wants an address, we'll give it to him.
That's surprising, really. Good as gold. Very trusting.
Yeah? I don't know they were all that trusting.
Hey?
Don't look round. I said don't look round, didn't I? Being followed.
Oh, you're joking.
Soon find out. Following and not all that well.
Yeah, that'd be the bold Eric. Funny, really. I thought he'd drop on us by parachute.
What now, then?
We hope the front door ain't locked.
What are you talking about, front door? What are you doing?
Looking for an address. Now he's got one. Highly trained killer. He's not all that, is he?
Arthur and Terry get back to the hotel to find out that Harry has gone missing. A phone call soon tells them that Rycott has delivered Harry to the gang, and a meet is set up at the Fontwell Hotel.
How could you, Stan? How could you? Stay in, I said. Nobody goes out, I said.
Just said he was going out for some crisps and a drink.
Drink? You let him go out for a drink?
Just the one.
He can't count one. I mean, I've been working on his behalf. I've been grafting for him. I've been face to face with a trained assassin. Yeah?
Arthur, someone wants you on the blower.
Great, isn't it? Nobody's supposed to know we're here. Now we're getting person-to-person calls. Scotch Harry?
No, bloke wouldn't give his name.
They find out Harry has been beaten up, and a fight breaks out, with even Arthur getting involved. Terry gives Eric a beating, and the four of them make their exit, with Arthur taking a handful of the dollar bills as well as the original 500 quid.
A pleasure to see you, gentlemen. Eric will take the bag.
No, just a minute.
Your friend was very cooperative.
Harry.
I did tell you that Eric was a skilled man.
Oh, fellas, I'm sorry. What could I do? That big guy fairly did the biz on me.
You didn't have to do that.
We had to have names.
He's only a little guy.
But suddenly he was mixing with big guys. There is an old myth The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Don't believe that, Mr. Daly. Small people, they disappear. Nobody even cares. You drop them in the river and they don't even leave a ripple.
We're getting to the hospital, Larry. I think, Stan.
£500, and you're lucky, Mr. Daly.
Wait a minute.
No argument, no threat. Mistakenly, you involved yourself with a very big organization. You caused us an inconvenience, but business was merely interrupted. In half an hour, we can have disappeared. So take your friend, go, and forget.
Bastard! He's my pal!
Don't you do that to me! Oh, as you said, my friend, the smaller they are.
See to him, will you?
They all go back to the Winchester, where for the second episode in a row, Arthur is informed that his reward is funny money.
Hi there. Got a minute? Excuse me. Yeah, look, come on, do me a favour. You know Scotch Harry's been barred here for 6 months. Dave, he's with me. I'll vouch for him. He'll be as good as gold.
Stop messing me about, Biggin.
I'm all right. Yeah, well, any naughty behaviour and he's out, right? On my landlord's life. He's in my company. Need I say more? Yeah, talking of your landlord's life, you know that $100 you gave me on Saturday? Yeah. Well, it's a wrong one, Arthur. You what? I took it to the bank this morning. It's a forgery. Very good one. Nevertheless, apparently they are all over the continent. Forgery? $100? On my bank manager's life, Arthur. So, you owe me 45 quid. Honest, Dave, I don't know how that could occur. But that is still 9 fivers, Arthur.
Glyn Edwards was born on the 2nd of February 1931 in Penang, Malaysia. His mother died shortly after his birth, and he was raised by his grandparents in Southsea, Hampshire. He then moved to Salisbury in Wiltshire with his father and stepmother, where his father ran a pub. As a teenager, he was keen on amateur dramatics, but moved to Trinidad, where he tried his hand at his father's occupation of rubber planting. He hated it and got a job as a station manager and compere of calypso shows for tourists. After a year, he returned to England and took up a place at the School of Speech and Drama in Swiss Cottage. He only lasted a year before he took a job as a stage manager at the King's Theatre in Gainsborough, Lincolnshire. After his return to London 2 years later, he joined Joan Littlewood's theatre workshop at Stratford East in East London. This company was famous for turning out stars, and this included Eupha Joyce, who he went on to marry, by the way, and Barbara Windsor. In 1964, he got his most famous film part as Corporal William Allen in Cy Enfield's Zulu. He would later go on to say that he earned 10 times more money for advertising bran flakes than what he ever got for filming Zulu. In the 1970s, he played the part of Mr. Lewis, the neighbour of Frank Spencer, in 3 episodes of Some Mothers Do Have 'Em with Michael Crawford. Then in 1979, his agent rang him to say that he'd been offered half a day's filming for a new television show. Glyn said he didn't really want to do it, seeing as though it was only half a day. His agent agreed and said okay, but said he got the feeling there was the chance of more work coming from it. Glyn reluctantly agreed. The show was, of course, Minder and would provide Glyn with 95 episodes of work over the next 16 years. Glyn was married 3 times and had 1 son. He died at his home in Edinburgh on the 23rd of May 2018 at the age of 87. I think we should all raise a glass to Glyn, or as we know him, Dave. Peter Childs makes his first appearance as DC Rycott in this episode, but went on to play Rycott a further 14 times.
You all right, Gov? Well, of course I'm all right, you cretin. Do you like a cigarette, sir? No, he's trying to give up.
Hang on. Strong smell of petrol around here.
In his acting career, Peter played 5 different characters in Coronation Street. He also had a part in one of my favourite comedies, Ever Decreasing Circles, as the fake policeman who attempts to burgle the Close. Peter sadly died very young at the age of 50 after battling leukemia in 1989. David Jackson plays Stan in this episode, but he also made 2 other appearances in Minder. He played Marion in Give Us This Day Half a Daily's Bread and Mr. Fletcher in 3 Cons Make a Mountain in Series 8.
Well done, Marion, my son.
Is this all right?
Yeah, well, it's a rock, isn't it? Yeah, chuck it in, go on.
He was also in Only Fools and Horses, where he played Brendan O'Shaughnessy, the Irish decorator who did Corinne and Denzel's flat, in Who's a Pretty Boy Then? Phil McCall plays one of the most loved supporting characters in Minder as Scotch Harry. Who can forget some of these immortal lines?
Got some of them kebabs. I hate kebabs.
I'm out of pocket. For all I know, I could be grotesquely disfigured.
He used to be a handsome man, you know.
Never in a million years. And don't you forget, I personally rescued you from Mr. Plod.
Do what?
Not to say bringing you back your ever-loving wife that you deserted 8 years ago, and Susie. If this is your life, they'd be cheering and crying and giving you a red book.
Never mind that. I done the bizzo on that safe.
That is the whole point. You did not do the bizzo. That is why we're in this meso. Look,
She's never satisfied. See, I mean, I've furnished this whole place.
Yeah, all right,
the best
Harry.
years of my life were spent here.
He's off his rocker. The best years of his life were spent barreling in the scrubs and his bootmakers' wee shops.
She's no memory of the magic moments. Do you not remember me as a young, dashing, tall guy?
It's the bandages. He's always been that size.
This wasn't his only phrase he was famous for, though. He was also in a Knorr advert where he didn't know that chicken was in a pea and ham soup.
Was your soup last night, Hughie?
Oh, delicious. And the remarkable thing was it wasn't a chicken, it was pea and ham.
Pea and ham. From a chicken. Now that's clever.
Knorr stock cubes. Good soup and no bones about it.
He was in a film called The Big Man as Sandy the Chemist, which starred Liam Neeson and fellow Minder actor Billy Connolly, who plays Tic Tac. Sue Vanner plays Brian Ashton's girlfriend Kim in this episode. She was in one of the most iconic film scenes of all time. She was with Roger Moore, the proper Roger Moore, not the syrup, when James Bond leaves the mountain lodge on skis and gets chased until he skis over the edge of the cliff to his, what we think is a very short The Spy Who Loved Me. And then the Union flag comes out on the parachute. Well, Savannah was the one in the mountain lodge who warns the criminals that Roger Moore is or James Bond is leaving. And a special mention to Chris Jenkinson, who played the bold Eric in this episode, who was in Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. This is Vernon Street, West 14. This, as you can see, Stan comes out of that doorway over there and walks round the corner to go to the Winchester. And as Terry said, this is certainly not Trader Vic's. So let's get over to the next location. So we're now outside the Winchester, and it's that view there where Stan walks along with his fake $100 bill ready to meet Arthur Daly's Bureau de Change. So this is the Winchester Club, or what was the Winchester Club, in Adelaide Road. Only used twice in Series 1. You can see by the windows. This is the air terminal in Kensington, and this was an actual air terminal. That's the door that Harry runs out of with the case. It was a TWA terminal, and Harry runs over to that corner there, chased by Rycott. Now on the corner there was a petrol garage, and that's the petrol garage that Rycott nearly gets run over by a taxi outside. And Harry runs off to Munden Street, which is literally just about 300-400 yards to the right, chased by Rycott. So let's get over to Munden Street. So this is Munden Street. This is the alleyway behind the restaurant that Harry hides in, and he runs across and down that alleyway. I did ask if I could go down that alleyway, but it's blocked off now, so but that is the alleyway that he runs down, as you can see in that picture. Now if we turn round to see the end of the road, and that is where Rycott comes round the corner, and where that gentleman is actually standing is where Rycott was standing. So let's get over to the next location. So this is the hotel where Arthur puts up Harry, Stan and Terry as the oil workers. And this is in Southwick Street in Paddington. More interestingly, if you just go up the end of Southwick Street here, as we are doing, you come to this white shop at the end, and the two black doors to the right, this was the Winchester Club in Series 7. Just there. That is the Winchester. So let's get over to the next location. This is Queensdale Crescent. This is where Arthur brings Eric to give him an address. And Arthur parks just over here on the left by that, just past that 10-mile-an-hour sign. This has been an extremely difficult road to get down because it's been shut because of all this scaffolding work that is around the building, the council building that Arthur goes into with Terry, being followed by Eric. It is currently being modernised. And if we just go around the corner here, you might be able to see a little bit more, but not a lot, because it is literally behind all this building. I didn't want to leave it out, so I thought I'll show you it anyway. There's not a great deal to see here because it is literally all covered up. But if we come round here, as we turn into this road here, you can see that those two houses are the same at the end. So this is the road that they would have drove down. So on to the next location. So this is the Sir Robert Peel pub in Malden Road, Camden, or Kentish Town, and this is where Harry gets picked up by Rycott. So this is the Carlton Tower Hotel where the fight scene was filmed, and the hotel was quite accommodating, although I don't think they realised that there was going to be a fight scene, but all the furniture was moved out of the room and studio furniture was put in, so that was okay. They could smash it up. That wall over there is where Rycott stood when Arthur and Terry and Stan went in, and all of them came out and spoke to him, and Arthur was just parked just opposite, just over the road. So that was the episode, The Smaller They Are. I think it was pretty good. I think the first episode of Minder was very gritty. The second episode was all sense of humour. And I think this third one begins to get the balance of gritty storyline, sense of humour, all wrapped into one, which obviously brings Arthur more into the actual plot. So on the whiteboard of quality, I'm going to give this 8.5. And so as you can see there, it goes straight to the top, which is developing a bit of a theme in that the newest episode is knocking things off the top, which is good because if we get to Series 11, then they should all be in reverse order, really. But I don't think they will be. So let's get on to this week's question, which is about the Winchester Club. So the Winchester Club in Series 1 was Leon Griffith's own drinking club. But what was it called? What was the real life name of the Winchester Club? I will give you the answer to that in the next episode. And until then, goodbye.